Back when I lived in Las Vegas, I was in a serious relationship with a Latina girl for about a year or so. Her name was Christiana, and in a word, she was exquisite. Beautiful girl, 23 years old, long, thick black hair, gorgeous face, perfect body. Her butt was out of this world hot. She had nice perky boobs, the whole nine. She was the kind of girl who could date anybody she wanted, male or female, and the reason I know this is because she got hit on by both genders when we were out. Now, she did have a foot tattoo and a small wrist tattoo, but other than that, she's one of the hottest girls I've ever actually committed to. I've hooked up with plenty of solid 10s, but after having dated about a half dozen strippers and getting cheated on by every single one of them, I finally learned that 9s and 10s are community property. They belong to the game. Have your fun with them, but do not commit. Anyway, if not for Christiana's tattoos, she'd be somewhere between a hard 9 and maybe a soft 10. I mean, she was hot. Anyway, our relationship started like most seem to start these days, and that is just casual bed buddies. I met her at a house party in Henderson. I was inside with my buddies having a few beers, and she was drinking tequila on the back porch with her girlfriends. Everybody was having a good time. Obviously, I knew I wanted her the minute I saw her, so I walked out onto the porch where she and her friends were, and I said to the group, "Go inside for a while. I'm going to hit on your friend here and see if she's interested in being one of my wives." They all laughed, including her. Now, they knew exactly who I was talking about because Christiana was easily the best looking of the bunch. So they said, all right, and left us alone. When we were finally alone, I said to her, "You know, I was kidding about the wives thing. I'd rather you be one of my girlfriends." And she responded with, "I was thinking about making you one of my boyfriends too." I smiled back and I said, "I've got bad news for you, sweet cheeks. I don't share." She replied, "Good, because neither do I." And it was on from there. It didn't take long before we were in a full-on relationship. We got along great and the sex was incredible, which was a bit of a surprise to me because sex with super hot girls is usually average at best. Anyway, Christiana liked that I was always in control and made all of the decisions so she could relax, be hot, and take care of me, and she completely submitted to me. We really liked each other, and it was obvious to everyone around us. Now, we were friends with benefits for about 3 weeks before she told me one night, "I'm not seeing anybody else. I hope that means something to you." Now, maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, but it didn't really matter to me because we were together literally every night. If she were sleeping with someone else, it would have to be at work because she worked crazy hours as a hairdresser. Now, I had a couple of girls I was seeing on the side while she was at work, and she did find out about one of them, but she didn't really seem to care. She just said, "Look, I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. Just keep anybody you're seeing to yourself." So we had what I thought was a pretty solid relationship. We were into each other, we had a great time together, and it appeared she wasn't seeing anybody else, though you never really know. We were a very happy couple for the next couple of months. Things never got stale, the sex was still great, she kept herself in phenomenal shape, she cooked my meals, cleaned my dinky little apartment, and she was genuinely happy to do it. So our 1-year anniversary came and went, and things are still going great. Until I got a phone call at work on a Monday afternoon that ended our relationship. Before I talk about that fateful call, let me remind you that if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you'd like to watch my raw, unfiltered, not safe for YouTube content, become a patron at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Not only will you have access to my private stream not available anywhere else, you'll get to chat with like-minded men who share your mindset about dominating life and living it on your own terms. You'll also get to chat with men who are into self-improvement and, of course, relationships. You will also get access to my archived episodes from the past. You'll get downloadable audio so you can listen on the go on any device. You'll get podcast audio and video free of all the small talk. And you'll get access to the Saturday call-in show where I answer questions and give advice. And best of all, you can see tomorrow's video today. That's right, guys. During my private live streams, I let you see what I'm publishing on YouTube tomorrow, today. So you guys get to see my latest videos before anybody else. Join our tight-knit community of over 1,500 men and reap the benefits of knowing the truth and how to use it to your advantage by going to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. The link is in the description. Okay, let's get back to my story here. So we're going to rewind about 9 months or so and get some background as to why this phone call ended things between me and Christiana. Christiana was on the shot for birth control. She was on Depo. She wanted to stop using condoms at about the 3-month mark of our relationship. And of course, I told her I would do no such thing. So like most girls, she told me that she was on the pill. And like most men with my level of awareness, I told her I didn't care. I'm still wrapping up. She continued with the female playbook and said, "Well, don't you trust me?" I said, "I don't trust anybody. Don't take it personally, but I don't want kids. If this is a deal breaker for you, then that's fine with me." I told her, "Look, I like you a lot, and if we part ways, it's gonna hurt. I'm not gonna lie. but this is something I will not compromise on, even if it means we have to break up. So she said, oh no, I don't want kids either. So I said, okay, so what's the problem? She says to me, well, I just want to feel closer to you and have better sex. You take way too long to go, she said, and I'm starting to get a complex. And to be honest with you, she continued, sex feels a lot better without condoms, right? I said, well, of course it does, but it feels a lot better than that when you know you can't get the girl pregnant. So she says, okay, what if I do this? What if I let you watch me take the pill every day? Would you do it then? I laughed and said, hell no. And that was the end of that. Or so I thought. So the next day, she calls me up from work during her lunch break and says, I'm coming to pick you up. I have a surprise for you. I said, all right, cool. Now, I was thinking that she was going to take me to lunch or take me to the mall to buy a new shirt or something because she was always doing this kind of stuff for me. She never drove her car unless she was treating me to something, but she ended up taking me to a doctor's office. When we pulled into the parking lot, I said, what are we here for? I honestly had no clue what was happening. She said, I am going on the shot and I want you to be here when it's administered. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys, this shocked me. I've been with a lot of girls in a lot of different situations, but I had never had a girl do this. And I've had plenty of girls tell me that they were on the pill or the shot or had an IUD or whatever, but knowing women like I do, I never took them at their word and just threw caution to the wind. Yes, I will admit that there were quite a few one-night stands I had with girls that I picked up at a casino or a bar or a club or on the strip and wasn't as responsible as I should have been, but as far as I know, I don't have any kids that I know of. And the reason for this is that I always wrapped up when I was hooking up with my girlfriends, friends with benefits, and so forth. But here this girl was, offering to relieve any and all doubt I had as to the status of her birth control. And like I said, this never happened before, at least not on this level. So I told her, look, this isn't going to make a difference. I'm still not going to have unprotected sex with you. Now, something in my voice and on my face must have told her that I wasn't being completely honest. I didn't make a decision to abandon the use of condoms right then and there, but I wasn't necessarily ruling it out either. If this girl was really gonna let me watch the needle go into her arm every few months to make sure she couldn't get pregnant, then maybe I could reconsider my position. So Christiana, who correctly read my body language and knew I was at the very least thinking about her proposal, says, okay, no problem. There's no pressure, but I would like you to come with me to these appointments every few months anyway, so that you can see for yourself in case you decide to change your mind. You can ask all the questions you want, and I'll give the doctor permission to give you my medical information about my birth control. I'll give them your phone number. You'll have complete access. So the doctor gives her the depot shot. I see the needle go in, and I see the plunger go down. After that, I ask a bunch of questions. How long does the depot shot prevent pregnancy? How long does it take to take effect? And so forth. And 2 weeks after she got that first shot, I stopped using condoms. And like clockwork, every 3 months, we went to her doctor's office and Christiana got her shot. We never had any pregnancy scares. Everything was solid. Now let's fast forward to the Friday before I got the phone call on Monday. Christiana had an appointment to get her depot shot, but I couldn't make it because I had to work and my car was in the shop. But I'd been to the last 3 or 4 appointments and figured, okay, well, I'll let her go alone and I'll just make her show me the paperwork, the receipt, and all the rest of that. So she comes and picks me up from work that afternoon. And I saw the same medical tape and gauze pad on her arm as they had at the doctor's office. Same size, same color, same everything. As soon as I saw that, that was enough to verify that she had gotten her shot. Now, the reason I didn't ask her to produce any paperwork is because I was distracted on account of one of the girls I was sleeping with at work starting to act up. And for the record, guys, don't sleep with your coworkers. I've made this mistake many, many times. And in the end, it's just not worth it. Thankfully, I worked at a call center, so that thing blowing up didn't really cost me my job. Anyway, the drama at work caused a slight lapse in concentration, and because of that, Christiana's tape and gauze pad was all I needed to see. I just wanted to get the hell out of the office, go home, and enjoy my weekend. So on Monday afternoon, I get a call from Christiana's doctor's office. I said, hello? And the lady said, hi, this is Lacey from Dr. Glom's office. I said, hi, Lacey. This isn't Christiana. This is her boyfriend, Donovan. I think you've got the wrong number. Lacey says, yes, I know this is you. I tried calling Miss Cruz, but I couldn't get a hold of her, so I left her a voicemail. But I always make sure to call the backup contact just to make sure. So can I leave a message with you? I said, sure, what's up? She says, have Miss Cruz reschedule her appointment as soon as possible. She missed her appointment on Friday. Guys, my hands got white hot. Christiana flat out lied to me and she staged everything, which was next level deceit. She made it appear that she had gotten her depot shot when in fact she did not. And that past weekend, she was insatiable. We fooled around at least a dozen times that weekend, and that might even be a conservative number. I mean, every few hours, she's walking into the living room wearing nothing but high heels and a smile, and I would pound her senseless each and every time without a condom. Now, thankfully, it takes about 14 weeks for the depot shot to completely wear off, and that weekend was week number 13, so I was in the clear. Christiana, however, was not. I called her up, aired her out, and dumped her. Never hooked up with her again, never called her again, blocked her number, never saw her again. That was that. That was the closest I came to getting trapped with a kid by a woman. I'm sure I have been closer, and who knows, maybe I do have an illegitimate kid or two running around Vegas. I'll never know. But that was the last time I was careless about birth control on either end. But think about that for a minute, guys. If Dr. Glom's receptionist doesn't call me, my life would be very different. I'm probably still living in Vegas. I probably have a kid. I probably have baby mama drama. I mean, this thing would have changed the entire trajectory of my life. Maybe TSR Live comes into existence, but probably not, because now I've got a kid that I need to take care of and support. There are many, many factors that played a role in me getting to this point in my life with my podcast, books, courses, and so forth. Obviously, I'm driven and hyper-focused. I work extremely hard. I put in crazy hours. I don't cut corners. I know what I'm talking about because of my past experiences, and I possess a rare combination of abilities, being able to both talk and write exceptionally well. But Lacey Scott may very well have saved my life when she called me. I've dodged a lot of bullets in my life, guys. If the pendulum swings the other way in any of these situations, my life would be very different. But Lacey could be one of the most important indirect reasons my life is awesome today. Which leads me to today's Reddit posts. They were submitted by Garrett M, and that's Garrett with just one T, as he specified twice in his email. Anyway, the first Reddit post Garrett submitted is about a guy whose girlfriend is pressuring him to stop using condoms. And the second one is about a couple of women who are trying to trap their boyfriends with a baby. One of the women is 27, the other is 29, which should come as no surprise because this is well within the age range that women try to trap men with kids. You rarely hear about a 19, 20, 21-year-old girl going off birth control without her boyfriend's knowledge with the intent of getting pregnant. But 9 times out of 10, when you do hear about these stories, the women usually start at 27, 28 years old and up from there. 21-year-old girls don't try to baby trap men. 31-year-old women do. And these two women, clearly recognizing that they're close to or maybe even at the attraction wall, have decided to take it upon themselves to get pregnant without their boyfriend's knowledge, effectively turning their lives upside down. So let's take a look at the first of these two Reddit posts. The first post is entitled, "I won't have sex with my girlfriend without a condom." The post says, quote, "My girlfriend and I have been together for 9 months and I refuse to have sex with her without a condom. I've never had sex without a condom, not with her or any other woman. 3 months into our relationship, she asked me not to use a condom. She really wanted me to feel her. 3 months in, guys, sound familiar? Christiana asked me not to use a condom at the 3-month mark of our relationship. Anyway, he says, when I declined, she asked why, and I said I didn't want to get her pregnant. She countered she's on the pill. As I just told you guys earlier, Christiana did exactly the same thing. Also, I added, I'm concerned about STDs. We both had sex partners before we met and are still new to the relationship. She understood and we continued our merry way, though she would occasionally tease me with a, do you want to really feel me now? Anyway, we're 9 months in and she made a special request for Valentine's Day. No condom. I told her I was uncomfortable with that. I saw the disappointment on her face, but before she could respond, I kissed her and we had our sexy fun time. Next morning, while we're cuddling and kissing, she asked me why I said no. Again, I told her, no kids, no STDs. She countered this time as that she is still on the pill and that we've been together for 9 months. We've been monogamous with each other during that time. Right, she teased. After a bit of guilt trip about sharing our feelings and whatnot, I finally told her. I had a friend whose girlfriend who went off the pill without his knowledge and got pregnant on purpose. I did not want that to happen to me, he says. I want some control over having kids. Her first response was, so you don't trust me? You see this, guys? All girls use the same playbook when trying to trap you with a kid. Christiana literally did the same thing. He continues, I tried to explain, but she was obviously hurt by this. We have not talked much since Saturday. She's not angry, just hurt. What should I do to make it up to her? Do I give her what she wants? Do I need to see a therapist about my trust issues? Do I just say F it and find someone more aligned with my wants? I'm confused and we already talked about our future together, marriage and children, sooner rather than later. Then later on, he adds an update. He says, "Thank you for all your thoughtful advice and insight. There is no villain in this story. She's just hurt. And to be honest, I don't blame her for feeling the way she did. At the back of my mind, I kind of expected that reaction. That's why I didn't want to tell her. And I know that she's not wanting me to wear a condom is so that I can enjoy our sex life more. We are going to go out to dinner tonight and we'll talk things through. We'll definitely work through this. Besides, in 9 months, this could all be moot when I decide to propose." So let's take this from the top here. Tara Milla's girlfriend, or Tara Mia, his girlfriend tried to get him to stop using condoms at every turn. She used every trick in the book. She tried the "don't you trust me" trick. She tried the Valentine's Day trap. She even tried the heat of the moment trap when things got hot and heavy. And trust me when I tell you guys, it is very hard not to succumb to this technique. But he stood his ground and didn't take the bait. And now she's acting hurt, which is another ploy that women like to use to guilt trip men into getting them pregnant. And by the way, any man who has a baby mama who had his kid around the holiday season was most certainly a victim of the Valentine's Day trap. He hits it raw on Valentine's Day and never wears a condom again, because once you smash a girl without a condom, there is no going back. I think we all know this. So let me answer Tara Mia's questions about this. The first question he asked is, what should I do to make it up to her? Tara Mia, you do not need to make anything up to this chick. She asked you for your seed and you said no. She is not entitled to your sperm, so there is nothing you need to apologize about. Now, you're obviously naive to the game because you still believe that women deserve whatever they ask for, and nothing could be further from the truth. She's done absolutely nothing to earn the privilege of obtaining your seed. His second question is, do I give her what she wants? Again, Tara Mia, the answer is no. You've been sleeping with this girl for only 9 months. You think you have to because you see her as wife material, but you will learn a lot about how she really feels about you when you tell her empathetically, no, I am not having unprotected sex with you. Here's another thing. I would strongly caution against proposing. Now, if I were you, I would wait. I would wait to see how she reacts to you denying her your seed. If she respects your decision and doesn't change her treatment of you for at least another 9 months, then maybe you consider it. But if she catches an attitude, starts giving you the cold shoulder, and continues to pressure you, this obviously means she cares nothing about you. All she wants out of you is a lottery ticket, otherwise known as an unplanned pregnancy. His third question was the craziest. He says, do I need to see a therapist for my trust issues? Think about that for a second, guys. The fact that a man is asking strangers if he needs to see a therapist because he thinks something is wrong with him for not trusting a woman he barely knows not to baby trap him is a testament to how degenerate the dating market is. Guys, we hear and see stories all the time about women baby trapping men. This dude even had a friend who was baby trapped by a woman. Any woman, rational or not, understands a man's trepidation when something like this happens to one of his friends. Yet here he is, asking if he needs to see a medical professional to get his head examined because he thinks something has to be wrong with him because he's not giving in to the wishes of a woman he's been dating for less than a year? Yes, Tara Mia, you do need to see a therapist, and I can recommend a good one. His name is Donovan Sharpe, and you can get 5 sessions a week from him for less than the cost of a pregnancy test. Let's move on. His last question is, do I just say F it and find someone more aligned with my wants? And I don't have the answer for that because every girl wants to have kids at some point. It's in their biology. So it's very rare that you'll find a woman worth committing to who doesn't want children sooner or later. So I don't know what to tell you there. Now, me personally, it's too late for my girlfriend. My girlfriend just turned 36 back in February, and she says she doesn't want kids. Now, she may secretly want one, but I told her when we first started dating that if she wants kids, that's fine. She's going to have to get it with someone else because I'm not interested in being a father. And to this point, she's chosen me over potentially having a kid. That may or may not change. We'll see. Get thousands of hours of content not found anywhere on patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Link in description.